This is heartwarming from Germany. Warms the cockles of my heart. And I already have warm cockles, let me tell you. This is from the Chicago Tribune. Here's a Father's Day discount for fathers in Germany. Have you heard about this? Big Father's Day discount. Dads are getting a big Father's Day discount. This is very exciting. I only wish it were available to dads in the United States because this is a lucky group, those dads in Germany. Biotics, or biotics, B-I-O-T-I-X. Biotics? Maybe it's biotics. It's a laboratory that specializes in DNA testing. They're offering a big Father's Day discount for the dad who just wants to make sure his child is really his. All you have to do, Dad, is take a swab of saliva from the child, seal it in a test tube, and send it along with a sample of your own saliva to the lab. A few days later, the laboratory analysis will prove or disprove paternity to within a statistical certainty of 99.9%. It's pretty accurate. Last year, 15,000 to 20,000 paternity tests were performed in Germany, according to industry estimates. And in 1 in 5 cases, that's 1 in 5 cases, it turned out that the child had been fathered by someone else. This has led experts to conclude that perhaps 1 in 10 German children has been fathered by someone other than his or her legal father. Paternity testing has become a kind of national entertainment in Germany, just like the United States, with producers of television talk shows canvassing the country for people willing to undergo the test and then have the results unveiled on live television. I can watch that Maury show every day. Most of you are at work when Maury Povich is on, but I'm telling you, that's like that's the theme of the show like every day of the week now. Mostly black and Hispanic people who, they are mostly black and Hispanic, a little bit of white trash, who, the woman's always a slut, and the guy is convinced that the kid is not his, and they both agree to come on and have the DNA test taken. That's some of the most entertaining television I ever see. Because it seems like 4 out of 5 of these women are bigger sluts than we ever knew. Says here, Biotics normally charges about $624 for a test. Thomas Kron, who started the company in 1999, cheerfully admits that his Father's Day special was a publicity gimmick designed to attract the media's attention and boost the profile of his company, one of about 20 firms performing such tests in Germany. Kron, 36, a research scientist, said his real interest was in developing new biotech instruments and methods of gene research. He got into the business of paternity testing to raise money for his research. He said, "This is just a niche market for us." But it might not last long. New legislation proposed by German Justice Minister Brigitte Surprise would make it a crime for fathers to do a paternity test without the consent of the mother. Is that an insane law to try to pass? Like, what woman who has screwed around would ever give consent? Any man in Germany who votes for that is a pussy. The only way to do this is behind the back of the mother. That's how you find out what kind of a slutty whore she is. Taking your money, too. No doubt about it. Surprise has said she wants to protect families. Yes. Because mommy's a slutty whore. You don't want to get the family all broken up because mommy's a slutty whore who can't keep her legs closed. Keep that family together, even if mommy's a slutty whore. DNA testing, bad news for murderers, bad news for people who like to put black people on death row, and bad news for slutty whores who have children. Bad news. She argues, this is the German Justice Minister Brigitte Zaprise, that secret paternity testing by fathers violates the privacy rights of children and puts mothers in a vulnerable social position. No, you know what put mother in a vulnerable social position? When she laid down in the bed and put her legs in the air, spread them like a V and said, stick it in. That's how she got into a vulnerable social position. It's not because daddy took a swab of saliva. You gotta be kidding me. I've known quite a few women in a vulnerable social position. Their legs kind of up in the old set of rabbit ears, kind of TV antenna style, you know. You just kind of move the antennae around there till you get a good picture. You know what I'm talking about? Opponents of the legislation say it discriminates against fathers. There is no dispute that the interests of the child are important. But who has the right to tell me what is right for my family? Said Walter Dietz at the University of Mainz, a father of three. Well, it should certainly not be illegal to do a DNA test. That's going to be the next step in this country. Someone's going to try to make it illegal to find out, to even find out if the woman you're with has been screwing around and getting you to pay child support behind your back. Wait till somebody gets that idea in this country. Holy cow, they're going to run with it. Tell you what. Now, you know, many times I've told you guys on this program to get the DNA test. Don't get her permission. You don't need her to participate. All you need is the kid and you. Do not need her. If you supposedly knocked up a chick that you're dating and you're at her apartment and she goes to the bathroom to freshen up for a minute, you just whip out that Q-tip while mommy's in the bathroom. Hey, I think you have something in your mouth there. Swab out some saliva. Take that with you. And get that DNA test. Now, I've given this advice on the air many times. And with Father's Day coming up, how appropriate is it that we're talking about this? I've given that advice out on the air many times. Some of you have taken it. Some of you haven't. And some of you did it before I ever recommended it. But I'm wondering if you've done this recently. I'm wondering if you have actually gone behind mom's back and done a DNA test and what the findings were. And those are the people I want to talk to this hour, okay? Something didn't smell right. Something didn't look right. Something was a little weird. Mom kept saying, oh, no, you're the only one for me. I've only been with you. How dare you? How could you? How could you think that? I love you. I love you. I love you. So you decide to take matters into your own hands and get the DNA test done. And, my God, you don't even have to go to a doctor anymore. You don't have to cut out skin from the back of your neck or back of your arm or anything like that. I mean, a little saliva. Done. So I'm wondering, have you checked into this, guys? Have you checked into the paternity of your kid? Did you try to find out? Preferably without mom's knowledge. Did you do it on my say-so? Did you do it on your own? What were the results? Were you dealing with a slutty whore who just wanted your money? Did you find out you were just paranoid about nothing? I've got to know!
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
I just want to say I love you in a heterosexual way.
Hey, my ass is intact, then. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The Tom Leykis Show. On
Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. All right. Trying to find out if sometime in recent memory now, not 10 years ago, sometime in recent memory you felt paranoid, something didn't look right, and you decided to check and find out if your kid was your kid. What'd you find out? Mark on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Mark.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Good. Yeah, I had a DNA testing done after I saw that my kid was born, and he didn't look a hell lot like me.
So did you tell the mother of your child what you did?
No, I haven't.
So you did it without her knowledge?
Hell yeah.
All right, and what was the result?
It was actually positive. But it was not one that, could stand as far as in the court of law, but they said that it was still my kid. They said it came up 99.8% DNA being mine.
Yeah.
And the kids still don't look like me.
Yeah. Well, maybe she did your brother. Or your dad.
What's that?
Maybe she did your brother or your dad. You never know.
Well, my dad's been dead, and I don't have any brothers.
Okay. Well, and it sounds like it's you, pal.
Yeah, I know.
Were you relieved?
No.
You were not relieved. You did not want to have a child?
No, I didn't.
Oh, boy. Now, are you married?
Not anymore.
Why not?
Like what you said on the Leykis 101, ex-boyfriends just really ruin the whole thing, dude.
Yeah.
They when they call it, you get off of a side job, you're busting your ass all summer long to make little ends meet.
Yeah.
You come home from work and you find that, she's been calling her ex-boyfriend. And then you go a little further, you look on the cell phone, internet,
Right.
because she didn't want the cell phones to be coming in on her regular payphone.
Right.
You do a little investigation, and when you call some guy and 10 times within an hour, what do you think, Tom?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have a pretty good idea. So what'd she say when you asked her about that?
She said that she was going to visit her sister.
She said she was going to visit her sister when you confronted her, or she said that?
Yes.
I see.
And so, and then it comes to find out, well, she only talked to her sister for, according to the cell phone records.
No. What I'm asking you is, all right, you confronted her. You told her you saw the cell phone bill?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And so you said, hey, I see this phone number on here. Who is this? And she said it was her sister?
No, well, she actually confronted that was her ex-boyfriend.
Right. And what was her reason for calling him repeatedly?
The reason, well, she didn't really give me any. Why?
I see. You asked for one and she refused to answer?
Yes.
I see. And so how long after that did you decide to dump that bitch?
It took me about, I'd say, 4 to 6 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks. And how did she react when you told her?
She's going to go stay at her dad's.
That's
that
it.
Was a reaction.
She's always going to visit. She's going to visit her sister, going to visit her dad.
Yeah.
Talking on the phone.
Yep.
What a wonderful relationship.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
But, I'm stuck with the 450 some odd bucks a month, and she ain't living with me anymore.
What about the kid? Do you care?
Yeah, well, the kid, yeah, he's great, but, everything all comes down to it, if she doesn't want to be with you, in the state of Washington, it's a woman's state.
Believe me, Mark, I know. Thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Rob on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how's it going?
Okay.
Okay, I got a little predicament here, Tom. I haven't done this yet, but I want to know how to go about doing this. Because I have a son, well, supposedly my son. I'm a guy who's half Mexican, half white. My girlfriend is full Caucasian, full white, blonde hair, blue eyes. My son is full white, blonde hair, blue eyes. We're talking the whole deal, Dennis the Menace style. And he does not look a thing like me, Tom.
Mm-hmm. And you're married?
No, I'm not married.
And you had a child. Why?
I don't know, Tom.
You don't know? Well, sure you do. Now, what's the reason?
Because I was stupid, Tom.
All right, so you wanted to have a child, and you were stupid.
Somewhat like that, yes.
No, you knocked her up by accident because you weren't wearing a condom, right?
Of course.
And then you didn't want to have a child, and she did, and you went along with it.
Yes.
All right, so why do you lie to me? I know the whole story.
I'm not lying to you.
Come on.
Okay, well, the thing was, is I got myself caught in the jam inside life, and we found ourselves where we were going to split up. And me being stupid and all messed up, I thought it was a good thing to try to have a kid. And then next thing I know is that she's knocked up. But I don't even know if the kid's mine.
Right. And how old is the child now?
He's actually only 10 months old.
Well, you better do it soon because after a while you will not be able to use a DNA test to get out of paying child support.
Really?
Really. There's a time limit on it. You better do it now.
Where would I go to do something like this?
There are companies listed in the yellow pages under DNA testing or genetics.
Uh-huh.
You can search it out also on super pages. Just search out the word genetics.
Okay.
Or DNA.
Okay, Tom.
And,
well, let's hope for the best. I mean, I love the kid to death, man, but I mean, he honestly does not look a lick like me.
Mm-hmm. And you don't want to be paying child support anyway.
No, I don't.
And do you suspect that you're with a slutty hoe in any way?
Well, she's not now. I know that now, but at the time I can't verify because I was incarcerated for a bit. And
what did you do?
What did I do?
You were incarcerated?
Yes, I was.
What did you do?
I sold drugs.
You did?
And that's how I met her.
She's a drug user?
Yes.
And so you thought it'd be a good idea to have children with a drug user? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's very good judgment on your part there.
No, it's actually horrible judgment.
What kind of drugs does she use?
Well, we both used to use meth.
Really? You think that's good for a child to be having a baby and using crystal meth?
Excuse me?
Do you think it's a good idea to have a baby while you're tweaking?
No, I don't. Actually, that's our son is what got us sober. Is what got us completely sober.
You mean before he was born or after?
I mean, well, when she found out she was pregnant, of course.
Yeah, so the first 6 weeks she was tweaking while she was pregnant?
Maybe.
You mean you don't know?
I was incarcerated at that time.
Oh, you were in jail?
No, actually, I was in a rehab facility.
You were in rehab?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful.
But now I have my son, and I don't know what to do, Tom. I really would like to
I'm still thinking about what you did, for God's sake. I mean, there you were. How old were you, 20?
23.
And you say, oh, you're 23 now?
Yes.
How old were you when this happened, 22?
Yes.
All right. And when were you caught with meth, 21?
Yes.
So you decided to sell meth for what reason? Thought you were useless? Thought you could never produce anything? Thought your life would amount to nothing?
Actually, you know what? No, it's actually...
Thought you were going to be the biggest meth dealer in the world? You wanted to be the biggest and the best?
Yeah, I thought I was going to be...
You wanted to kind of be the sit and sleep or the guitar setter of meth dealers? Is that right?
Yeah, something like that, Tom.
Right.
I was just... you know, I mean, I don't know if you know how it is, but when you're like that, your head gets big. You think you're untouchable, man.
Uh-huh.
And the chicks come like crazy, man.
Really? Who really needs a career or anything respectable? Just keep taking chances. Hopefully you'll never get caught. Because the reality, you'll never accomplish anything with your life. Might as well just take a chance of flushing it all right down the drain, right?
That was actually how it was at the time, but now I've seen it totally different, Tom. Actually, my whole life has kind of done a complete 180. Actually, I'm doing good. I got a nice marketing job, and I'm doing pretty good for myself.
You've been in marketing all along.
Somewhat. I figure if I can sell that, I can sell anything.
That's right. Exactly.
Okay, Tom. Well, thanks for the advice, and thanks for hearing
she's
me
a tweaker. She's probably also a screwer around her, you know what I'm saying?
Probably, Tom.
All right, Rob.
Can you take me out tribal style?
Tribal style. Here you go. One 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Dusty on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Dusty.
Okay, here's my situation.
Yeah.
Didn't find out that I had a kid until she was almost already 2 years old.
Uh-huh.
Reason being, she, after we had gotten together, she had found another boyfriend and attempted to accuse him of being the father. Went through the court system, whatnot.
And there's like a 2-year time limit.
Okay, well...
before which you have to prove you're not the father.
Right.
So she let 2 years slide by and then slid it right under the wire there.
Okay, well, I'm not a lawyer, but here's how it went. At this point, the court takes him to court. It's a long ordeal. She's like 18 months or about, let's say 15 months at this time. The court determines that he is not the father. So she takes pot shot number 2, then it must be me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now at this point, the courts are like, okay, well, wait a minute. You missed it the first time. Now what makes us think you're going to get it right the second time?
Mm-hmm.
So she informs me of this. I go ahead and do my own test through the mail, $600, like you said. I think it's $300 down, and then another $300 to get your results.
Yeah.
99.9 or whatever you say it is effective. It is mine.
Uh-huh.
Okay, she finds out that I did that. Now she goes back to court. What should I do? Should I make the court come after me and take their own test?
You should hire an attorney. You should have an attorney immediately.
Okay.
Immediately. No matter what it's going to cost you. It's not going to cost you nearly as much.
They're already starting to send me a notification that I'm owing child support.
You have to take that to an attorney. I'm not kidding.
Are you saying that after 2 years I'm clear, or?
No. She has 2 years that she has to deceive the father. After that point, tag, you're it.
I already feel like tag, I'm it already.
Well, you probably are. So you need to go to an attorney, bring that paperwork, and you need to figure out how to negotiate how much child support you're going to pay.
But isn't that a little bit of a BS situation from the beginning? I mean, she goes after another guy, it's not him, and then...
That's his problem, not yours.
Okay.
But that doesn't obscure the fact that you need an attorney.
And does it obscure the fact that I paid $600 for my own test, and it's saying it's me?
Well, how did she find out about that? Who'd you tell that to?
Well, that's kind of inside information. I told it to obviously too many people. That's my fault, too.
You shouldn't have done that.
Well, once again, I made that stupid mistake.
Yeah, all right.
But I'm trying to...
You're going to end up paying. You've got to go to an attorney. You cannot do this stuff on your own. Because let's say she says, I know you're the father, and I'm going to court. Let's say you voluntarily just say, look, why don't I just pay you?
That's exactly what I'm thinking right now.
But you know what happens?
Tell me.
If it isn't ordered by a court, none of that counts. And she can come back to you later and say you didn't pay enough.
So I'm admitting to being
You never paid. You admitted. She can use all that stuff against you. You need an attorney.
What if the first guy would have did that?
Pal, let me ask you a question. Why don't you want to hire an attorney?
Well, I'm short on cash, so...
Well, I understand, but you know how short you're going to be on cash if you don't hire an attorney?
It's principle come up with. I got to come up with maybe a grand or two.
You know what?
I can come up with $200 or $300
You're going to have to whip out the Visa card, pal. I'm telling you, it's going to cost you a lot more. Don't think like a poor person. Think like a rich person.
So take a loan or do what I have to do.
Do what you have to do to get an attorney.
All right, well...
Some attorneys have payment plans. Do what you have to do. By the way, it's not going to cost that much.
Well,
I'm telling you, because you're not... Look, if you're the father, and all this is going to be is a matter of going through the formality of taking a paternity test, having it come up positive again, and then having to figure out, according to the formula, how much child support you owe?
Yeah, back payment and whatnot.
Well, again, I don't know what the law is on back payments, and that's why you need an attorney.
Let me ask you this. I never even knew I had a daughter until she's almost, 18, almost 2 years old.
They don't care. They can come to your door when your daughter is 17 years and 364 days old and say, guess what? The pussies who are in the state legislature. That's who.
I hate those pussies.
Well, you know what? You should have learned about this before you started getting in there without a raincoat on. Hello?
I mean, a guy just trying to get a piece of tang or whatnot.
Hell,
does he have to be a lawyer?
Guess what? Use birth control. You're trying to cover up for the fact that you screwed up here. You did.
Right.
Why are you having sex without a condom? Why?
Right.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah, I'm not going to try and hide from that.
The rest of this stuff is irrelevant. What is relevant is, A, you had sex without a condom. B, you know you're the father of that kid. C, if you give her money and it is not in any way officially documented, she can come right back and say, that money was, I asked him to lend me some money. It's not child support. That was for me. or something like that.
In the meantime, should I try and pretend in any way that I am the father?
No. See an attorney.
Just deny everything until
No, you have nothing to say. You have an attorney.
Right. All right, Tom, well, thanks for the advice. Why don't you take me out Kobe style?
Here you go.
This is about us. She's so special to me. Yeah, it beats in my heart. Yeah, the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
Tom. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom.
You all know here my favorite lunch?
What's that?
It's a can of tuna fish with a pickle and a couple of saltines. Yeah.
When I hear about tuna fish and a pickle, I get other images.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Reminding you, the world premiere of Boys Night Out is getting ever closer. It is Friday, June 17th at 8 p.m. at Los Angeles' Wiltern Theater. I am the producer of this event along with Bobby Slayton, and I'll be your MC. With an opportunity in front of 2,000 men to say things in public I could never say on this program. Could never get away. Bobby Slayton's our headliner, a pit bull of comedy. And there will be 3 over-the-top guy comedians talking to guys only. Leave the girls home. It's Boys Night Out. A night of male bonding, and believe me, you don't need to bring your chick, because there'll be plenty of hot chicks there, as you'll see. I met some of them, by the way. Anyway, for tickets, call Ticketmaster 213-480-3232. 213-480-3232. Or visit Ticketmaster.com. You can also get to the website by going to blowmeuptom.com. All right, wondering, since they're giving away discounts on DNA testing in Germany for Father's Day, wondering if you've actually gotten the kid tested to see if he was yours and what the results were. Let's say hi to Brian on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hey, Tom, what's up?
Not much, Brian.
Well, I'm glad you're bringing this up because I had this happen to me about 6 years ago. Was with a girl. I didn't marry her, thank goodness. We were dating. She came up, she said, I'm pregnant. All right, went through the motions, thought it was mine, stupid, and didn't really think about a DNA test. We were together, bought a house. She was moved in.
You bought a house together?
Actually, I bought it in my name.
Good for you.
I had a little bit of intelligence. So, anyways, got the house in my name. We were there a couple years. The child ended up being, 2 years old. She leaves. We're done. The relationship's over. So we're going to do the, sharing of the child thing. And then, she creates a lot of conflict, in that type of situation. Starts threatening we're going to go to court, all that stuff. We go to court, go through the whole thing. I got a lawyer, she got a lawyer, and the stupid thing I did is I declined getting a DNA test when we went to court. And after...
Why did you decline?
Probably somewhere deep inside, just, I fell in love with the child, and, she was a girl, and I just, even named her after me. Brianna. So I was all into it, and probably just wanted to believe that she was mine, and figured, there's no chance. She looks like me, whatever, right? So do the court thing. I'm paying this person, $600 a month, and 100 of that
for somebody else's kid.
Exactly, for somebody else's kid, and 100 of that was because she had a son from a previous relationship.
And you had to pay for that?
Yeah, she went to court. She said her lawyer claimed that it was a hardship for her because she wasn't collecting child support from somebody else.
So it becomes your responsibility.
Exactly.
This is why I tell you, no single mothers. Yep. People don't believe me when I tell them this happens, and here you are, it happened to you.
Exactly.
You're paying child support for some other guy's kid that you never adopted.
Yep.
Biologically not yours. Well, both of them are biologically not yours, but here it is, a single mother who got knocked up again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And you end up paying for both the kids.
Yeah.
I hope the guys who want to move in with a single mother are hearing your story, because you are Exhibit A, pal.
Yeah, I know. Well, the good news, sort of, is, she thought she was cute, left a message on my answer machine, hey, the baby's not yours, I'm like, all right, well, we'll see about this, So I thought she was just being a bitch. So I went and did the test thing, did the little cheek swab, sent it in, came back, and unfortunately, it was on my birthday, opened the envelope, and there it was, 99% negative. I was like, so I was kind of down at the time, went to my lawyer, said, look at this, and he's like, okay, what do you want to do? I said, well, I don't want to pay child support no more. I don't think I should. So took the answer machine tape and went to court. She got her lawyer involved. We went to the judge. The judge and the two lawyers went to the chambers, came out. My lawyer came to me and says, well, what do you want? This is basically, you get to choose what you want. I'm like, what does that mean? He says, you can see the child and not pay child support. He says, but if if it shows that you're trying to be a father, she's going to try to take you back to court. I'm sorry.
Now, watch your mouth, please.
Sorry. So, basically, make a long story short, I don't see the child anymore.
So you're not paying child support anymore?
No.
And you're not seeing the child? And you're paying child support on the other child?
No. Well, another thing that happened...
I hope the last guy who called it didn't want to hire an attorney. Here's the benefit of having hired one.
Oh, it is a benefit, trust me. And she even took me to the DA. I had my licenses. I have a professional license and my driver's license suspended through the DA. So I had to go to the DA, prove that I'm paying the child support. Oh. I actually showed that I paid more. And I asked them, I said, well, now go after her because she frauded me.
Right.
They said, no, we don't work that way. I'm like, well, that's screwed up.
Yeah, that's right. She can do whatever she wants, and you can't.
Exactly.
So next time you meet a single mother, Brian, and you think you're in love, what are you going to do?
Run.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense, Brian. Thank you for telling that story. Hate it. The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Justin on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Justin.
What's happening, buddy?
Let's doing a radio show here, Justin.
Well, sounds like it. I just got off work and heard you're doing this topic on DNA testing and baby testing. I figured I got to call in, buddy.
Uh-huh.
I got a story for you.
Yeah.
Basically, Tom, I guess you could say I grew up kind of I'm from Seattle and raised by a single mom and kind of grew up, I guess you could say, kind of as a pussy.
Mm-hmm.
Fell in love with my high school sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
Dated throughout all of high school. Moved in together once we were 18.
Mm-hmm.
She blossomed, got gorgeous. And next thing you know, she's pregnant, Tom.
Next thing you know, when you weren't using a condom, she was pregnant.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, I ain't denying nothing, Tom.
When we say next thing you know, it sounds like it was an immaculate conception.
Exactly.
Poof! She was knocked up. Poof!
Oh, knocked up.
So, next thing you know, you didn't use a condom and she got knocked up.
That's what happens.
And she wasn't using any birth control herself either.
Oh, no. Oh, she was, quote-unquote, using birth control.
Quote-unquote.
Must have just not worked. Bottom line, Tom, is I should have been wearing a condom. They can say that they're using birth control or say that they're not using birth control. You need to be wearing a condom. If there's anything I learned from you, that's definitely definitely learned that now.
Yeah.
So she gets pregnant. However, sex stops almost 2 months straight, Tom.
As so often happens.
Tom, man, I'm just trying to figure out what the hell is going on here.
Okay, I got 30 seconds, so let's get to it.
All right. But to make a long story short, she has the baby. I get a DNA test, not my kid. And it turns out it was a customer of hers that she was banging. She was doing coffees in a little coffee stand. So I got a hold of that dude's girlfriend, banged her. He don't know about it. She don't know about it. And I still see him at the bars, and I buy him drinks. But he's the one stuck with the $450 a month child support payment, not me.
That part I love. Justin, thanks a lot for the call.
The Tom Leykis Show.